Spilling the tea. I don't think that's accurate, isn't it? Spilling the tea. Does that mean I'm gossiping about someone else or me? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to be gossiping about me as I talk you through the 5 reasons why I failed my second year of uni. Just a quick recap if you haven't followed my educational journey. I didn't do well at school, didn't get GCSEs. I did get them, then I wasn't allowed to do A-levels, but then I did get to university and I failed second year. I eventually did go and get a first class, ironically in education studies, but for now, let me just talk you through the reasons I failed my second year of uni. Now, I've got 5 of them, and I think most students will be impacted by at least one. So I think this video will be worth watching is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, let me just get into the first one, because I think this impacts most of us in that I was working far too much. Now, like many students, I wanted to live the sort of the studenty life. I wanted to live in one of those student accommodation, big buildings where the accommodation is really premium price. It's really expensive. I couldn't afford it. Well, I could afford it in that I could pay it off with my student loan. It just didn't leave me much money left over. What I did, what most students go and do is get a job. I got, fortunately, a job on my doorstep working at a nightclub, and it paid reasonably well. I mean, all I had to do was work 8 hours a week and I had more money than I needed. The issue kind of came is that work didn't need me for just 8 hours a week. They kind of needed me for more like 16. In fact, that kind of grew to 20 odd. I did try and say, look, you're making me work too much, and they were going to work something out, but I kind of got used to having the money. as much as I don't want to admit that about myself, I really like the money, because that amount of money combined with student loans, I had a quite decent living. You know, I went to uni 14 hours a week. I worked about 20 to 30 hours a week, but you know, I was getting a decent amount of money. I was living in the city centre. The work culture was great. Working in a nightclub is great because you're normally with fellow students, fellow young people. So I kind of loved working more than my degree, which it shouldn't be the case. I kind of lost focus. Now, this was kind of fine for your first year. You know, the first year in most universities doesn't actually count anything towards your final grade, but when we got to second year, I didn't actually technically need a job. I went to an accommodation which was cheaper. I didn't need one, but it's kind of useful to still have one, still have an income and all that. I wasn't enjoying my course. I'm going to get onto this in a moment, but I wasn't enjoying my course, so work became like a natural distraction. It came almost my priority number one. In fact, it kind of did become my priority. You know, I just kind of put work first. I loved being a part of the team. I loved helping the club. I loved making the money. But that became an issue, as you can naturally imagine, in that if you work in a nightclub, you're going to be tired for lectures. If you're working too much, you won't get assignments done up to your best ability, and that's essentially what happened. Messed up my second year of uni simply because I was working too much and I wasn't concentrating on my work. But there's other reasons for that. I was in a relationship that I don't think was healthy for the both of us. And to make matters worse, we were living together. We weren't together when we started living together, but we kind of got together whilst living together. This is a video in itself, but let me just put it quite simple. If you think your relationship is really important, you're going to last forever and all that, then it will survive education. You can put it on hold while you go and get an education. That is what we didn't do. We started missing lectures so we can kind of work things out. We were on the same course as well, so that made things a little bit awkward. Relationships can be quite an educational killer, and you've got to be careful because your education is here and now. It won't be there forever. And as I said, if your relationship is really that strong, you can put it on hold while you work on your education. I know people who would, you know, they moved away for uni, but because their partner was still at home and they were a bit jealous, or I don't know, they were going back home rather than going to lectures just so they could sort out their relationship, because, you know, love comes first and all that, and I'm not sure how much I agree with that, especially at 18 when you're still working things out. Anyway, any sort of relationship things, just comment down below because I could talk about this forever. I didn't like my course. Now, I know, you might be thinking, well, if you don't like your course, of course you're not going to do well at university. What are you doing studying a course that you don't like? I chose psychology and I don't know why. I did it as an A-level. I didn't know what I wanted to do at university. I didn't know what I wanted to do after university, and psychology just seemed like a subject I was kind of okay at. And I just thought I'll just take it to the next level. Because I did it at GCSE when I resat them. I did it at A-level. It was my best performing subject. So I just thought, let's just take it to degree level, and we'll see how we do. And that was a terrible mistake. If you are a student about to go to university, get some advice. And most importantly, understand your own why. Understand why you want to do this degree. Is it because it interests you? but also how's it going to serve you? Is it going to help you get a job that you want? Is it going to help you take a certain career direction? Make sure you understand that, because if you asked me at the time, why are you doing psychology? I could have thought, I like it. It's all right, I did it at A level. That's not enough reason to go into a 3 to 4 year expensive degree. Okay, take it by me. Make sure you understand what you're getting yourself into and that you're going to like this course. Fortunately, just so you know, I did change course. I was still able to even after my second year, and I went into education with psychology, and then everything turned out great. I picked a subject that I was really passionate about, I really enjoyed and I really loved, and things worked out for me. Just don't pick a degree that you don't like. If you don't like it, try your best to do something about it early so you don't get stuck doing 3 years of something you really don't like and paying for it. Okay, so not liking the course aside, there were moments where I should have asked for help and I didn't. Now that was probably because I didn't like the course, and that was also because I was distracted by work and by my relationship, and I didn't really care that much about certain essays. But I didn't understand a lot of the feedback I was getting, and sometimes I got some great feedback, like as in there's lots of it, you know, there's lots of notes and there's lots of things I could have been reading and trying to understand, but I never did what I did in the course I transferred to, is sat down with a tutor and just said, look, I got a bad grade. How do I make it better? You know, I don't understand this feedback. How do I make this essay better? Or how do I just not do bad on these essays or these assignments or these exams? What I'm trying to say is make sure you're actively asking for help, you're actively trying to improve, because I wasn't. Now that was because, as I said, I was distracted with other things like not liking the course. But if you want to get the best out of university, get the best out of your tutors. You know, ask them for help, get feedback, get support. Try and make sure you're looking after your own self-development, you're reflecting, and you're just trying to get the best grade possible. I didn't have that focus. I wasn't even paying attention to my grades, so it's not a surprise that I looked at it one day and I thought, holy dear, I am close to failing, which I did. Anyway, that's that point over. Let's get on to, I wasn't organised. I was quite a bad procrastinator, which I think a lot of students are. But I was doing nothing about it. I didn't set myself up a schedule. I didn't get myself a good sleep pattern because I was working too much at a nightclub. But most importantly, I didn't have that focus. I didn't think, okay, so I'm starting a subject now in September, October, and I'm going to have an exam for it in January. I've got an assignment due on October the 30th, something like that. I didn't have that kind of organisation or that kind of focus. It was kind of just like, what's going on in the next few days? You know, oh, I've got an assignment due on Wednesday, it's Sunday. Maybe I should make a start. You know, that was really bad. You know, that was setting myself up to fail. And that was a big reason why I failed my second year. It's because I didn't have that focus, that organisation. Of course, motivation and drive is important. I'm going to speak about that in other videos. But you need to have those core skills there, because unlike sixth form, unlike school, universities do not spoon feed you. They don't watch over you. They don't make sure you're following the work, or you don't have to, basically. It's all on you. Don't do what I did and kind of just let it all slip by and lose my sort of my grip and my focus on it all. Because before you know it, it's the end of another year and you're looking at some really bad grades like I did. Anyway, that is me spilling the tea, whatever that means. That's my 5 reasons why I think I failed second year. Sorry if it seems like a rushed video. I'm trying to get back into YouTube. If you've got any suggestions for a video, I'm getting into a bit of a rhythm and a bit of a schedule now, so just comment down below. I want to make some videos that you guys suggest, because you guys have been keeping this channel alive, and I want to kind of say thank you. So anything you want me to do, any questions you want me to answer on a video, comment down below. Other than that, my name's Joshua. Please subscribe if you want to see more of me. It builds my ego, as does likes and mainly comments, and I'll stop talking now. My name's Joshua. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.